I want to pick up on that point that you were making because, you were saying that you can tell people, you can express yourself, tell people who you are. You're essentially telling a story through a visual medium. And when people think of storytelling, they, might think of a book or
Yeah.
like words on a page. But actually, humans
Yeah.
are really visual creatures. So, telling a story through a photograph, will evoke some sort of emotion out of people who are looking at it. So, what do you think is important when you're telling a story through visual means like a photograph? Because you have all the technical stuff like composition and framing and things like that. So, obviously, there's that. But what other things are important when you're trying to express yourself through a photograph?
It's a good question, actually, because really the thing that's really interesting about photography is that anyone can do it now. Like anybody can pick up a camera. Even back when I started, anyone could pick up a camera. Now technology means it literally it's the easiest thing in the world to do. So what's been lost within that is the idea of how powerful it can be as a medium. So when I was at college, the idea of the audience was so important to you as a photographer. And if you lose that, if you just think your audience is your Instagram following, it's like you're kind of losing the impetus of what photography is about, because photography is about having a responsibility to yourself for telling a story, having a responsibility to the subject matter that you're photographing, and having a responsibility to the audience that you're talking to. And you've got to take it very seriously. And the technology, the technicalities of photography, you can pick up a phone now and it will do it for you, or you can learn them. They're really easy to learn. But to have that thought process behind everything you do means that you think things through a lot more. So yes, of course you can go out and take pictures, documentary pictures at a festival or an event or maybe a demonstration, and you can do a series of pictures that tell that story. But if you don't think about who the audience is and have you treated the subject matter with respect, you're not really using photography to the kind of level of power it can be used for. And I've seen photography change people's lives. I've seen it. I've taken photographs of people and it has absolutely turned their lives around. And it can be that powerful. So, those three layers of who's going to look at it, who or what are you shooting, and have you really thought that through? And what are you trying to say are really important. And when you do those three things, whether it's a TikTok video or a photograph of your grandparents, if you think about it in that way, it layers the images that you're making in a different way. So, and that's why I think creators, everyone's a creator now because everybody can make things that audience see. But to actually be successful at being a creator, you have to really, really think about your audience. And I'm very lucky because I've worked in editorial magazines for most of my life. So I understand how a photograph can have an influence on someone and how I can plan that, shoot it, execute it, and deliver it in a way that it will make a difference to someone when you see it. And photographs are very instant. So, if you get something, if you capture or encapsulate something in one image, the old saying, it speaks 1,000 words. It speaks volumes to people because it can really, really, really change the world. And I think that's what I'm always trying to do with every photograph I take. Now, that doesn't mean I don't just take some snaps of my dogs. I do, and I love doing that because I'm documenting something. But I think that to really, really create storytelling images, you need to author them. And to author something, you have to think of that. Even if the audience is just you still should think about it.